Hello, this is Coach Aaron Saft and the Running is Life podcast. Tonight's guest is Tera Pruett. Tera puts on the Trail Running Film Festival of Asheville. So she put this on last year for the first time. It is the, I want to say, third time in Asheville, so this year would be the fourth. But Tera does a fantastic job with this, and she has such a great mindset and such a good purpose behind the film festival, which is what we want to talk about tonight. I love the fact that it tries to bring the community together and create community, getting to know your community, and that's kind of why I want to talk about it and support it. I am a sponsor of the Trail Running Film Festival of Asheville, and happy to be so, and I want to put the word out there. So this is my conversation with Tera, all about the Trail Running Film Festival. I have with me Tera Pruett. We're going to get into a whole bunch of stuff, but Tera, please start by introducing yourself and saying hello to everyone.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tera Pruett, and I'm a strength, endurance, and adventure coach, and I live here in Asheville. If you're looking to get into strength training, I have a studio here, and I am just excited to get everybody introduced to lifting heavy weights and in incorporating that into their running routine. Big fan of encouraging people to, especially women, to learn how to lift weights as we age, but also as a preventative for injury prevention. But yeah, doing that in person and being able to teach people how to learn what it feels like when they're doing the exercises right, but also learn how to feel when they're doing it wrong so that they feel confident. With doing the movements, but also heading anywhere they want to do their strength exercise. A lot of people have their own equipment at home, but if we're traveling or if we needed stop in at the Y or the gym, a hotel gym, I want people to have the confidence to know that they can pick up a weight and be able to go through a workout without feeling lost.
Fantastic. And you have your own running aspirations this year, some goals for yourself. Why don't you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah. So this year, actually, it's kind of been on my mind since August of last year, was to finally conquer a 100-miler. So I have a couple races on the calendar to work up to that, and then tackle Yeti 100 in September. I was so excited to get in. I got in.
This is fantastic. And why don't you talk about what your journey has been like up to this point? What kind of stuff have you done in your personal experience?
Yeah, I did a couple 50 milers and I've done 100K and of course quite a few 50Ks. I've battled some injuries, and then during 2020 and 2021, I was like, I'm just going to play and do off and on things and get out in the mountains. But I think that in 2022 and even in 2023, I was like, I'm ready to, like, mentally, I'm ready to tackle the 100 again. I think in 2019, it was more of like that was the year I tried to do Yeti 100. Well, in 18 as well, but it was more of like I need to get my headspace in a good place and work on, beyond that 50-mile mark. Cause I'd get to the 50-mile mark. I did Damn Yeti 50-miler and it was not completely flat, but kind of rolling. I did that and I was like, oh man, that was my first 50-miler. And how am I supposed to go 50 more miles? And then I did Squamish 50 and I was like, that was a completely opposite end of the spectrum. Lots of elevation change and gain. And I absolutely loved that one. I actually felt better. And I had more fun. And I was kind of just like, just being somewhere new is exciting too. And being able to plan a vacation around a race was exciting for me. But, and I think I went into Yeti 100 that year, just not burnt out, but we had a lot going on personally in our little family. And I just, my hip injury kept kind of getting in the way. It was nagging me. It wasn't gone. So I was concerned. So I think I just head into that race with a lot of doubt and a lot of like concern and fear. I mean, being active is my career. So I was kind of like, it wasn't just from a runner's perspective. It was also that I got to teach X amount of classes a week and I got to be active for my clients every day. And like, what am I going to do if I'm completely out? So I think I head into that race with like a few negative mindset perspectives, and just not ready to tackle it yet. And we grow as humans over time, and we grow in our racing and our running, and we grow as, in my running this past year, I've spent a lot of time, I made it a part of my journey to spend a lot of time running solo and just heading out into places. A lot of runners tend to run solo anyways, but I really made it a point this year to step out of my comfort zone. And I needed that sometimes to revert inward, to challenge myself, and put my headspace in a good place. And so it's like a little check-in, like, get over yourself, Tara. So I think that this past year to 6 months has been a good piece of that journey, and finding my own inner strength. And I feel like I wanted to look forward to training. I wanted to be excited about it. I wanted to push myself, and I wanted to tackle heading into Yeti 100 with a different perspective. So a lot of growth on my own part to get to this point, and it's been a good journey, and I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Any bucket list races that you really want to do someday?
I would love to do a 50 miler, 100K, or 100 miler, a mountainous one, because I like the change in terrain, and I like I really wouldn't mind trying one of John LaCroix's races, potential out in Colorado. And I think his community is pretty awesome and love that area. And I don't know that a race is necessarily always my goal, but a new adventure, like go somewhere new, play somewhere new, challenge myself. I know secretly in the back of my mind, this sounds kind of silly, but secretly I've always wanted to fast pack portions of the AT and have like, okay, I'm going to make it here, check on me here. Okay, resupply, okay, I want to make it here, now check on me here. So who knows? We'll see what all right now my big adventure is building a home, building a house. So we'll see. That'll come down the road at some point. Yeah.
Right on. So at what point did the Trail Running Film Festival come into your life?
So, and I remember attending it when it came to Asheville in like 2017 or 18, and it was kind of small-ish. I went to 2 years in a row. I can't remember where the first year was.
That little movie theater, right?
Yeah, it was like a little movie theater, but then this next year it was at the Grail Movie House when it was downtown.
Right.
And it was like maybe 30, 40 people, maybe not even that. And so I was excited to see it there. And then COVID hit and the film festival was shut down. I don't even think they did it virtual that year. I think it was 21 and 22 where they were like, okay, we're going to do this virtually. We're going to make this happen. Our community wants this and needs this. And so they filmed it out a couple of times out on the side of a mountain in the North Cascades. And then in 23, actually December of 2022, they sent an email out to their entire email list and said, okay, we're going to take this on the road, but we're going to do things a little different. And we are curious if any of our email list people want to be a host in their area. If you do, fill out this Google Doc and we'll be in touch. And so I filled it out. I think it was on a late Thursday night, or maybe it was a Friday afternoon. And I was like, well, they're not going to pick me because they're going to want a running store or a running group that's been happening for a while. They're going to want something like that that's already established. well, the director, Matthias, emailed me back that afternoon, and he's like, okay, let's set up a Zoom call for Monday. And so all weekend long, it was on my mind. I was doing a couple long runs, and I was like, what if they pick me? What do I do? I've never done this before. Like, how do I make sure that this is all about our community and pulling people together? And so Matthias and I chatted on a Zoom call for 30 minutes, and he was like, okay, it's yours. And I was like, wait, what?
Mm.
Okay. You do know I've never done this before. And he was like, sure, but it's all about just where your heart sits and how you envision this being the best way to pull your community together, and showing off these independent films about the stories of these athletes. And I was like, okay, that's totally up my alley. So um, I over the weekend of last year that he gave it to me, I reached out to the Orange Peel, had a contact there, and I was like, hey, this might happen. Do you have a date available? We threw around some dates, and he's like, this is the only date I have. And it was like 7.5 weeks later.
Oh, yeah.
So I worked relentlessly, to put it mildly, for 7.5 weeks to pull together the event for 2023. And it turned out great. And so towards the end of towards the holidays, he sent out another email and said, do you want to do it again this year? We're going to start recruiting people, and your area is a hot area for outdoor activities and trail running. And I was like, okay, we'll do this again. And I envisioned it as I was planning 23. I envisioned how I wanted it to be different for if I were to do it again in 2024. And so we're bringing it back on a weekend instead of a weekday. And I'm giving more time for our community to come early and connect and hang out a little bit, and be able to visit with our sponsors and be able to enjoy our meal a little bit sooner and not be so rushed for a middle of the week event. So we got a few things happening over the weekend, and then coming early to the film festival to hang out with your friends and meet new runners in the community and inspire other new runners in our community, hang out with our vendors and sponsors, and then our films will end the evening, so that we can head out for the week inspired and ready to go into our training for the week.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you mentioned kind of how do you connect it with the community? How have you kind of gone about doing that and putting it out there to the community and trying to involve the community more?
Yeah, so a lot of our sponsors are from our community, such as FoodRx and Mountain Running Company, as well as NCMTR, and some of our race directors. So we're getting a lot of the community to pull together that way. We're also bringing back our Trail Collective, Carolina Mountain Club, and some of our trail maintainers are going to come and kind of share with us ways to get involved, because I say abuse. we are on those trails so much, and they take a lot to be maintained and take care of. And so I want to make this accessible to our trail runners. I know we're all busy. We have full-time jobs and families and sports, and we're in our own training. But there's some simple, easy ways to give back and get involved to be able to help maintain our trails and take care of them. So we'll have those opportunities available as well, to be able to kind of sign up for, 2 hours, a quarter, or G5 has a lot of opportunities to come for a Saturday morning to help build the new trails out in Old Fort. So we'll be able to have some of that available to be able to, it's more accessible if it's right there and you can ask questions. And we'll also be able to have some opportunities to hear from some of our search and rescue team again as well, and be able to be a part of what that looks like. So Carolina Mountain Club has a search and rescue team that is a subgroup of Haywood County Search and Rescue. So you'll be able to find out, that's just right here in Asheville. That's another great way to give back. And they do some amazing trainings on, just some of the basics of, I know that myself as a trail runner, I think of things a lot different. Like I don't want my pack to be overly loaded, but I want to carry the safety essentials. But we tend to forget that we head out into some of these rural areas that don't have a lot of cell service or a lot of common traffic, so that it's easy for us to turn an ankle. We don't think about it. We think we kind of trail runners think that we're invincible. I'm going to be out of here in 4 hours or 5 hours. We don't think about what could possibly happen if something were to happen to us. So having some of those basic skills would be really beneficial information, and that could be as simple as something on your app, or an app on your phone, or having your Garmin in reach, but also knowing how do you tell emergency services where you're at, and then what to have in your pack in case you have to sit and wait on someone to come and get you. So those are some good information. That's some good information that just asking search and rescue for a couple of basic quick tips. They search and rescue tends to think of things in terms of rescuing a hiker, but they are learning very quickly that we have a lot of runners in our community that could just be a possibility as well. Sure. So we'll be able to talk to some of them as well. Yeah.
Very good. Other things that are going on during the festival?
Yeah.
Or before the festival?
Yeah, so the weekend, the reason I wanted to have it on a Sunday this year was to be able to have, we'll have 2 group run meetups on Saturday morning, and then we'll have a Sunday group run meetup as well. So I'll be able to share all those details. The biggest thing is for you to join the Facebook page so you can stay up to date. This week, I'll be sharing a lot of our sponsors and how they'll be involved, but I'll also be sharing the schedule of the weekend. I have one last thing I'm working on for a Saturday evening activity for people to come and be a part of. So if you join the Facebook page, that's the fastest way to find out how all of this is coming together for the weekend. But there will be 2 locations of group runs on Saturday morning in different places. And then Sunday morning will be a 3rd group run meetup for people that just might have family commitments on Saturday. Or if you're traveling from out of town and you want to be involved in some way, I want to make sure that you keep joining the Facebook page. I'll also be sending out emails to people that have already bought tickets to the film festival. And that way if you happen to miss out on anything, you'll stay up to date if you've already bought a ticket for the film festival, so you'll know what's happening. But again, the best place to stay up to date is on the event Facebook page. The ticket link is on the Facebook page as well. And my email contact information is on there. So if you happen to need to ask a question, or you're interested in something, or even if you are if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, you can reach out to me that way as well. And then, like I said, I have one last little minor detail I'm waiting to confirm for a Saturday night activity. That will be pretty cool to come and hang out and connect with your running community as well.
Fantastic. And the Facebook group, what is the name of the Facebook group?
It's Trail Running Film Festival, Asheville.
Right on. Very good.
Yeah.
And what are we looking at? What date are we looking towards?
Sunday, April 21st. Doors will open at 4, and I will start announcing, the films will start at 6, but I will start announcing door prizes at 4:30. So door prizes will be announced at 4:30 and 5 and 5:30, so that we get all those out of the way before we start the films. And so you'll want to come early to make sure to take advantage of our door prizes. And then I'll have a couple last minute door prizes to announce during our intermission. But basically films will start at 6 and will be done by 8.
And it's at the Orange Peel, right?
Yes, it's at the Orange Peel. Yeah, they've been amazing. Our food truck will be Smokey's Pizza again. and they were stoked to come back and be a part of the film festival. They had a great time. And they have really good pizza and lots of good options. And I believe they even have a gluten-free option. For those that they said they got a lot of requests for that and orders for that for last year. So if that's an option for an alternative. And the Orange Peel is excited because they traditionally, as we all know, they're a music venue. But they had a great time hosting us last year, and they were excited to host us again this year.
Awesome. What's the capacity look like? What would sell out?
Yeah. So 325 would sell out, and we're about a third of the way there. So if you've been kind of sitting on the back burner, or you're wondering if you should come to town for the film festival for the weekend, you might want to hop on there and get your ticket.
And where can they purchase tickets?
So the event Facebook page, it has a ticket link, but Ultra Sign Up is the ticket event link holder for us this year as well. And so you can always look up. You just want to make sure it says Trail Film Festival Asheville, because this is global. Last year it went global, which was the first time it's ever done that. So you want to make sure it just says Asheville. And there's a possibility I did hear we had an artist in Georgia. I'm going to make sure I say her name correctly. Hold on a second. She created the film festival poster, and we're going to be selling hats that have her design on it, and she's from North Georgia, and so she is hoping to come and be a present and be able to sell some of her prints, and it's really, really cool. So I'll be sharing that information in the Facebook event page this week. But she was excited to reach out, and she said that she's hoping to make our film festival and be able to introduce herself to everybody, because that was semi-local artist that it was a contest that everyone around, everyone had a chance that's an artist to turn in their art and their ideas, and hers was picked, and it was really cool that she's from right here in the Smokies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a parent page for the Trail Running Film Festival where, if somebody's not from our region, they can go?
Yeah, it's just trailfilmfest.com.
Okay.
And all the current locations are on that website, so that if you happen to be either traveling or you're not from the area, you can look up other locations.
You mentioned that, the kind of meet and greet. Is there any formal speakers or guest speakers of that nature?
I'm waiting to hear from the person that I reached out to. We'll see. I hope to have that as well. I reached out to a couple of people, and just scheduling wise, the Sunday evening was a challenge for a few people. So I hope to have an answer on that soon.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm sure they can find out when that stuff comes on the Facebook page. So
yes.
I'll direct everybody to the link in the show notes, as well as the parent directory. So if you're not from our area, you can at least see if there's one coming to a location near you.
One of the questions I got was, is it kid friendly? And it is kid friendly. And this year we do have a film that highlights a story of a young runner. So I'm excited to see that film as well.
Nice. And what do tickets cost?
$25 a ticket. And you can buy up to 5 additional tickets, I think, under one. Like if you just have Ultra Sign Up and you don't know anyone else that does, I think you can buy up to 5. We were working with Ultra Sign Up to maybe change that, but I think they limited it or edited it to buy 5 additional tickets.
Cool. And that automatically enters a person for the drawings?
No, they will they will enter the drawings as, that's a great question. They enter the drawings. You know what? I'm going to get back to you on that.
Okay. That's fair.
Yes, because I had it last year that when you entered, you had how concert tickets, you have like a ticket stub. So I made those last year, and that the bottom was a tear off. So I'm going to work on that. Let me get back to you on that one.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that.
All good. Anything else that we didn't cover that we should go over?
I don't think so. Obviously, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, let me know about that. And then the biggest thing is just make sure you join the Facebook event. Hey, excuse me, my puppy is not feeling well. Join the Facebook event page because that's where you're going to see the most updates and how to be more involved, and then all the events for the weekend. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Tara, and if people want to reach out to you, is there a good way to do it?
Yeah. My email is trainwithtara@gmail.com.
Cool. I'll put that in the show notes as well.
Yeah.
Tara, we appreciate you and all you're doing for the Trail Running Film Festival for Asheville. And thank you for coming on and telling us all about it.
Yes. Thanks for having me and spreading the word and for being a sponsor. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate you coming on and telling us all about the Trail Running Film Festival. And I think it's wonderful what you're doing. So I want to say I appreciate you greatly. So I hope you'll look into to coming, whether you're in the region and just come in for Sunday, but come check it out. Come meet us. I will be there. Hopefully I'll have a table and be able there to meet and greet and talk to anybody that comes. So I hope you take the opportunity and come check out the film festival and that we have the chance to meet. I would love that. This past weekend was the Cabin Fever 50K. Unfortunately, I didn't make it very far before spraining my ankle. It was the ankle that I've been spraining constantly. If you've listened to this show long enough, I rolled the left ankle. It's just that left ankle. It's got 5 to 10 years of cartilage left, unfortunately. But I sprained it at about mile 11. I made it to the aid station around 13. It was painful, but I thought I probably could continue and it would kind of sort itself out. But I got about 3 miles away from the aid station and pain started to defer into my knee and then into my hip. And that's when I was like, it's just, I'm favoring it. This isn't going the right way. It still hurts. Let's live to run another day. And I'm glad I do because it's already feeling better. I think if I would have tried to push it, I might have sprained it again. Who knows? And I could have done worse. So I just bagged it. Unfortunately, that happens. I was frustrated. Full disclosure, I'm sure you've been there. I let myself process it, and that was Saturday. And Sunday, I moved on. I said, okay, it is what it is. I got to keep moving forward. So I've been letting it just relax and rest. I just want to make sure that I'm okay. I'm recording this on Tuesday, and I plan to go for a run on Wednesday just to kind of test it out and see how it goes. I'm going to stay close to the house. If I'm limping, favoring it, if there's too much pain, I'm just going to bag it. At this point, I really just don't want to. I really don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk not being able to run. So trying to be patient and not let my emotions overcome me. Also realize that I've been kind of forcing my runs, and I want to get out there and enjoy running again. So I need to change my mindset because it's not that I don't enjoy going out and running, but I was just really just trying to squeeze in runs. Get up early, jump on the treadmill, get it done. It was get it done, and instead of just going for a run and enjoying the process. So I may get up, but I'm just gonna go outside. I'm gonna go for a run outside and enjoy it outside, and that way I feel a little bit better. Because that's what running should be enjoyment. Kind of a shift in mentality. But anyhow, next race up is Heartbreaker, the 50 miler on the Hellbender course. It's going to be a tough challenge. Going to be doing a work day in March with the G5 Trail Collective. I believe we're working on Snook's Nose. So I'm hearing there is a reroute of Snook Snows. So interested to see what we do on the March workday. But you can check out the G5 Trail Collective, and they do tons of trail work in the Old Fort area. Specifically on the courses that are we typically use in that area, be it Quest for the Crest, be it Heartbreaker or Hellbender. They do a lot of work up there. High Peaks, North Carolina High Peaks, they do a tremendous amount of work out there as well. So some great groups in this area, as well as the Carolina Mountain Club, because the Mountains to Sea Trail runs right through there. So lots of groups working in that area, doing some tremendous work. And as you heard Tera talking about some of these groups that will be at the Trail Running Film Festival. So, but other than that, time is getting quick here. It's incredible. Only 5 weeks to Heartbreaker, and then 11 weeks to Hellbender. So it's coming up quick. I'm excited. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everything is good by you. As always, if you have questions, comments, concerns, send them on over. Had a really good question come in from Ron. He was asking about max heart rate. So, I just answered his question in an email. Ron, thanks for reaching out, man. I'm happy to answer these questions. If you have questions about your training, send them on over. I'm happy to talk. I'm still really full. I'll probably have a few athletes drop off after some spring events. So, if you want to reach out and kind of say, hey, do you think you might have some availability for summer and beyond? I probably will. But, right now I'm pretty tapped out at the moment. It's a great circumstance, and I really thank everybody for reaching out, and I'm sorry if I have to turn you away. I want to make sure that I'm serving everybody the best I can, and I can't do that if I have too many people. So I have to find my limit at some point. So, but again, if you have little questions about training, anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Happy to answer all of those. As always, thank you to my Patreon supporters. I really appreciate you guys. And we'll see what next week brings. I don't have a guest on the books just yet, but I have some ideas, so I'll reach out to a few folks. And but if you guys have ideas, please let me know if you'd like to hear from somebody specifically. Happy to do so. But until then, guys, keep moving forward, and running is life, my friends.